weeks. So,
and huge amounts of choice when we were looking around and talking about different frames and things. Just literally hundreds of different choices, and you take all age ranges. I mean, from 100 years, as we were talking about, right down to just tiny babies.
Yeah, I personally have fit little ones as young as 6 weeks. So, and we have frames that
you do, and I was looking at them. They are adorable.
So, and that takes a special touch and know how to do that correctly. There's a lot of apprehension with moms and dads and those kinds of things, and so we take pride in being and taking care of them. Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody does want to come in and see you, what should they do? What's your telephone number? Okay. Where are you?
Okay. Our phone number is area code 435-752-6110. That's in Logan. In Hiram, it's 245. Good question. 245-7500. I had to think for a moment.
Well, you never dial your own number, right?
Very seldom.
Yeah.
And we are located here in Logan at 1451 North, 200 East, just south of Walmart and west of Lowe's. And in Hiram, it's 26 West Center. We are just east of the library.
Okay. So if you want to get somebody who's had just quite a few years of experience and knowledge on how to help you, come on in and see Bob and his staff here at Baldwin Optical. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Hi, Todd and Jean. What brings you back? Because I know you've been in before. What brings you back to Jim's Grill?
We really like the food. It's a great, fun place. I like the decor. It's a great place to come eat.
What does the decor remind you of?
I'm kind of old school. I love the old decor that they have around here. Lots of different mining things, Western things. Yeah.
Kind of antique tools as well. I was just noticing.
Antiques. We love antiques.
Yeah. Jean, what about you? Why do you enjoy coming into Jim's Grill?
Well, one of his really good friends works here, so we like to support him.
Okay. And it was he, Jonathan, I think, that introduced you to... But then, of course, you're not going to keep coming back if the food isn't good.
Oh, the food is good.
The food is good. What did you order tonight, Todd?
The steak Madagascar. I don't think I've had it before, but it sounds really good.
Do you have a favorite, or do you like to try different things when you come in?
Different things. Anything to do with meats. I like
You're
meats.
A meat man.
Yeah.
Meat eater. What about you, Jean?
I like the chicken or fish. I'm getting the chicken cordon bleu tonight.
Okay, that sounds quite popular tonight, actually. I know somebody else has had it too. All right, we're going to get out of your hair, let you eat in relative peace and quiet, and then we're going to come back and bug you again so you can tell us all about your dining experience here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, what's the verdict, sir?
Very good food. This Madagascar is something that I would definitely get again.
Yeah?
For sure. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. I really love steak, and with this topping on it, it just really makes it excellent.
What is the topping?
I'm not sure. It's mushroom gravy, I believe.
Right.
I'll have to check.
What did you think about the mashed potatoes? Because everybody's been raving about those.
Good. You can tell they're fresh, homemade, good mashed potatoes.
Well, I think pretty much everything from here is made from scratch, if I'm not mistaken, and the meat's all fresh and the vegetables are all chopped up by hand. And so, all right, Jean, what's your verdict, my dear?
You know what? I love this chicken, but
Which one did you get?
The cordon bleu chicken.
Okay.
But I love asparagus, and it is so tasty. It's
Really?
got a yummy flavor on it. I don't know what it is.
You'll have to ask the chef, because I think he's lurking back there somewhere.
It's so good.
So it's a unanimous yes.
Absolutely.
All right, what do we think about portion size? Are you going to go away from here hungry tonight?
Not at all.
No.
Portions for me. We'll probably have to get a to-go box for her,
I
but
know.
So a couple of meals out of it, right?
right,
Yeah,
right,
definitely.
right. I don't
And
mind
so-
leftovers.
You don't, no, I don't mind leftovers either. I maybe should come over later and you can feed me. So a resounding yes. You're going to come back. You're going to recommend
We'll be back.
it. You'll
We'll be back.
for sure.
We'll talk
Do
around.
you think you'd order this again, or are you going to try something different?
Oh, I'd order this again for sure. For
Okay.
sure. Weekend meal.
There you go.
During the week, I might try something different, maybe the
Yeah.
cordon bleu or something, but steak's definitely good.
All right. Okay, guys, thanks ever so much. Here at Jim's Grill in Smithfield, it's a big thumbs up for all the goodies they have here. Thanks, guys.
We love decorating for Halloween here at Anderson's. It's becoming much more popular than it has been years past, and of course we have some of the most unique pieces. We try and find some of the funnest, different, creepy, exciting Halloween stuff we can find. Our scary pumpkin guy here is motion and sound sensitive, so he'll creep out everyone who comes to your porch. It's the evil pumpkin guy, and we think he's pretty creepy, pretty scary looking, and is life-size as well too. Probably my favorite piece we've got here at the store are crawling zombies, though, and he's definitely motion sensitive. There we go, and he'll crawl across the floor. If it's not carpeted, so if he's on concrete or on tile or linoleum, he'll just crawl right across the carpet, and he's really a lot of fun to watch him crawl after your neighbor's kids. So a lot of really neat pieces here at Anderson's. Life size, full size, some smaller pieces that are motion sensitive or light or sound sensitive, so they'll kind of make noises and move around when you activate them. But we also have some other really neat pieces. This is one of my favorites. It's just a wall hanger, but her eyes glow and they change colors. So she'll just hang up on the wall just like a picture, and she's just kind of a creepy witch with the eyes that change color. And most of these come with their own batteries. Some of them you've got to put batteries in as well too, but they're pretty much ready to go right off the shelf. So I kind of like her. We've got an instant Halloween costume if you don't want to dress up. This is actually an umbrella, and the umbrella's got some spider web, some glittery spider web in there, and it makes you look like you're in costume just carrying your umbrella around. So if you don't want to dress up and get all decorated up with your kids going out trick-or-treating, you can just carry an umbrella around and still look like you've got a costume on, maybe a little black clothing to go with it. One of our most popular pieces so far this year have been some of our books, and they're not really books, but they look like books. So it looks like the pages. They're a heavier plastic. They will hold up for years and years and years. This one also has lights in it, and so the interior of the book will light up, but they look really cool on a shelf or on a coffee table or somewhere. Kind of gives it that creepy look for the holiday and for Halloween. But one of the really fun things that we do here at Anderson's is we make these wreaths, and we've got a lot of different add-ons that you can use to add into the wreaths. So we've got witch legs. There we go. They look like boots. So you've got a stocking boot, and you can add these to your wreaths. But this one has a wreath enhancement that looks like a witch. So we've used the deco mesh, and we've got all kinds of different colors of deco mesh that you can use for the holidays. This one's really fun because it's got a little bit of purple and green and black all in it. But we can show you how to make the wreaths as well. And then you've got some wreath enhancements you can add in there. So it looks like you've got a witch hanging out of your wreath. So really fun. We've got a lot of different frames you can do, a couple different sizes on the frames, and then there's a lot of different techniques you can use with the deco mesh to make them look really different. And then you've got a really unique decoration for your front door or for your front porch that makes it look fun and festive for the holidays. Come see what we've got here at Anderson Seed and Garden. A lot of different unique holiday decor to make the holidays fun for you.
In Utah, nothing is greater than our liberty. And going is always greater than stopping. So when we look for an emergency room, we don't just want one we can trust. We want one we can trust to respect our time. That's why Mountain Star ERs offer board-certified emergency specialists and short wait times. Mountain Star. Together, we're greater.
Every day I have people that stop in the store here at Anderson Seed and Garden and ask, how do we keep our hanging baskets and our planters looking so beautiful through the hot, dry part of the summer? And they've been just absolutely gorgeous this year. But we have a secret recipe, and I'm gonna share that secret recipe with you so you can keep your baskets looking really good. And it's actually really pretty easy to do. You just have to be persistent and consistent throughout the summertime. And there's a couple little tricks that'll really help you keep those planters looking their best through the summertime. The first thing that we do is This is in a 12-inch pot, so this is basically the same pot, except for this one's green, the exact same pot that this planter is in. So there's not a whole lot of soil that is sustaining this plant. So what happens is when it gets 90, 95, 100 degrees outside every day through the summertime, that soil dries out really quickly, and it's very difficult to rehydrate it and get it to hold the moisture. What happens is, as the soil dries out, it'll pull away from the edge of the pot, and then every time you water it, the water won't like saturate down through the soil. It actually goes down the edge of the pot and drains out the bottom. So you may be watering it thinking that you're giving it plenty of water, and actually what's happening is the water's just running around the outside of the soil, the ball of soil, and just pouring out the bottom, and you're looking at it going, oh, it's saturated because the water's coming out the bottom. I've given it plenty of water. So the trick is to make sure that we do some things so that that water will penetrate the soil ball and hydrate that whole root ball every time you water, which really has to be every day. So the first thing that we do when we get these planters and have them ready to put out in our south face, so this is facing south, so it gets full sun all day long, really hot and dry right here on the south side of the store. We use a product that's called Aquaduct. Now the Aquaduct, you just mix it in water, you just mix it in the water that you're going to use to water your planters with, and we mix about 3 ounces of this per gallon, and then we'll give each planter a full gallon of water. And what the Aquaduct does is it binds to the potting soil. Every time you water, it attracts the water to it, and so it'll actually help that water penetrate all the way through the planter. But then as it gets hot, it'll actually help that soil retain more moisture than it normally can hold. And so even on super hot days, we can get away with watering just once to keep the soil nice and moist, even though it's 100 degrees outside. So we will do the Aquaduct once a month through the hot, dry part of the summer to help the soil retain the moisture a little bit longer. Trick number 2 is we use our compost tea. The Seedlinger's Fertilixer is what we use for the base of our compost tea. It's an all-natural, all-organic fertilizer. It's a premium fertilizer. This is one of the best fertilizers that I've ever used, and it's got all the beneficial microbes and microorganisms in there that become the base of our compost tea. So we water our hanging baskets once every 2 weeks with the compost tea because those microbes and microorganisms will last for about 2 weeks. The compost tea program we did this year was amazing, and the Fertilixer just really helps the plants look really good. So fertilizer is critical. Not only do we want to use the Aquaduct, but we want to use the right fertilizer. And this type of compost tea fertilizer once every 2 weeks to really help that soil release all that nutrient, make it available to the plants. But then, since you have to water these planters every day, all that water leaches all the nutrient out the bottom of the pot. So if you're not fertilizing regularly, your planters don't do very well. So the key is to fertilize at least twice a week, if not sometimes even 3 times a week. And we alternate with different kinds of fertilizer to keep them looking good. So first up, we'll use Geranium hanging basket food, which is a 20-20-20. So it's got a nice balanced fertilizer. So it has some nitrogen in there to get them to cascade. So to get your plants to cascade and crawl, if you want, like say your sweet potato vines to crawl 5-6 feet, they need that higher nitrogen. So that first number to get them to crawl, but then the phosphorus and potassium help them with blooming and just general health as well too. So let's say Mondays we'll use this fertilizer, then we switch, and on Thursdays we'll use our blooming and rooting, and that's a much higher phosphorus to encourage all the blooms and to keep them looking really good. So at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, we'll alternate our fertilizers to keep the hanging baskets looking really good. So essential that you use something to help your soil retain moisture, and you use a consistent fertilizer throughout the season to keep your baskets looking great and your planters looking good all summer long.
PCs Unlimited is Cache Valley's first choice for all things computer. For over 20 years, our friendly and knowledgeable staff have been there to help you with on-site and in-store service, repair, diagnostics, networking, upgrades, system and data recovery, all of your computer needs. Our prices are low and our customer service is the best. Come see the professionals at PCs Unlimited, 610 North Main in Logan.
Fall fertilizer time here at Anderson Seed and Garden, and it's our fall truckload sale going on right now, and it goes through the first week of October. It's really our best prices of the year for all of our fertilizer products. Now we're talking about fertilizers you can use right now to really get your lawn looking good after the hot, dry, stressful part of the summer, but then also our winterizers we want to use a little bit later in the year, usually between Halloween and Thanksgiving is a great time to put your winterizer on, and it's also a really good time to control weeds. So as the temperatures cool down in the fall, great time to put that fertilizer on, really perk your lawn up. Temperatures really start to cool down. We start getting some rainstorms that come through in September and October, and it's really going to perk your lawn up, especially if you can get some fertilizer on right now. So one of the best products that we've got for the fall would be our Weed Free Zone. This is slow release fertilizer, has 5% iron in there, higher dose of sulfur, and the best weed killer that I've got. So the Weed Free Zone will kill morning glory, thistles, mallow, clover, dandelions. The best way to use the Weed Free Zone is to put it on when the grass is a little bit damp, leave it on for 24 hours, and then water right after the 24 hours. And not only will it fertilize your lawn, it'll really green it up, make it look nice with that 5% iron in there, but it's going to control all your weeds. And September and October, best time of the whole year to control weeds, and you're going to be really effective with the hard to kill weeds like dandelions and Japanese clover, not dandelions, morning glory, Japanese clover, and thistle, some of those really hard to kill weeds. Weed Free Zone is going to do a great job in September and October to kill those weeds before winter comes. So Weed Free Zone, it's on sale. It's about $4 off a bag for our truckload sale that's going on right now. You can put the soil activator on anytime in September, October, November, anytime through the rest of this year for a great way to perk your lawn back up. The activator is going to help stressed or damaged or diseased or lawns that have had insects attack it. It's going to help them recuperate in half the time. But the great thing about the soil activator is not only is it all natural, but it will break down all of your thatch, all your dead grass clippings out there. It'll eat that up so you don't have to power rake as much. I like to put it on right after I aerate. So I'll have our crew come and aerate our lawn, and then I'll put my soil activator on right after they aerate. It gets down into those aeration holes, and through the fall, the lawn looks great, but at first thing in the spring next year, it looks just amazing. So it looks so good. Activator comes in a couple different sizes. Those are on sale for our truckload sale. Hands down, the best prices that we've got for the year during our truckload sale. And most important product that's going to be on sale is our winterizer. So this is our Fertilome winterizer. Big bags will do 10,000 square feet, small bags will do 5,000 square feet. They're both on sale for the truckload sale. And this is a product you want to put on as late as you possibly can. So we like to wait until after Halloween, kind of watch the weather. When it looks like it's going to snow and it's going to stay for the rest of the year, that's when you want to put your winterizer on. You don't want to do it too early. We want it to sit there and feed it all winter long. So what we'll do is we'll wait till after Halloween, watch the weather, mow the lawn down as close as you can. So just like drop your mower down to where it's almost scalping the lawn. That's going to really help with vole damage, but also helps you don't get diseases and problems that'll affect your lawn through the winter time that you have to deal with in the spring. After you mow it down really close, if you haven't aerated, that's a great time to go ahead and aerate. Like I said, our crews can come and aerate for you as well. And then apply your winterizer fertilizer right before that snow hits, and it will sit there and feed your lawn all winter. First thing in the spring, as soon as the snow melts and the sun starts to shine, your grass will just perk up and go like crazy. Probably the most important fertilization of the entire year is this late fall going into winter fertilizer to really help your grass recuperate and recover from the stresses of the year, but then it will prepare it all winter long so it'll look great next spring. So if you want to fertilize yourself, we've got all the products here. It's our truckload sale going on right now. So all of our fall fertilizers, our winterizer fertilizers, and our weed and feeds like the Weed Free Zone, they're all on sale right now. Best prices of the year with the truckload sale. But if you don't want to do it yourself, just give us a call. We'll send a crew out. They'll come and do the fertilization, the aeration, the power raking for you so you don't have to worry about it. So we'll give you a free quote right over the phone about how much it's going to cost if you'd like us to take care of it for you. So here at Anderson Seed and Garden, truckload sale, great time to get fertilizer for your lawn and be prepared for next year.
What if you could design an outdoor kitchen at a price you could afford? With Camp Chef's durable cooking equipment, you can own a custom kitchen that's built to last for years. You can grill, bake, boil, deep fry, and saute right in your own patio or backyard. Transform your Camp Chef into a griddle, barbecue box, or high-output burner in just minutes. Best of all, you can quickly load up your Camp Chef gear and turn your campsite into a gourmet kitchen anywhere. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Sometimes in our excitement to plant a new tree, especially like a new fruit tree like an apple, we get it planted and we fertilize and we water and we get excited about its growth, and then we forget to protect it through the winter time. Then we see some damage that happens through the winter time. So I'm going to show you how to protect your young new trees, especially that new young bark that's developed on a lot of those trees as they've grown through the summertime. It's how to protect that through the winter so you don't see any splitting or any damage through the winter. So what happens is here's an apple tree that's ready to be planted. What happens is in the wintertime, the sap will freeze inside the tree and it'll freeze solid. But then when we get some snow on the ground and we get a couple warm sunny days in February, you can get that reflected sunlight coming off the snow. So not only is the sun hitting the bark, but then you get the reflected light coming off as well too. And it'll actually warm up the sap enough inside the tree to thaw out the sap. And as the sap freezes and thaws and expands and contracts, it'll actually split the bark open and cause a major split in the bark. And when you get a split like that, then the water and nutrient can't flow up properly through the tree because it kind of spirals up like a barber pole. So as that sap and water, that sap and nutrient flows up through the tree, it'll hit that split and it will stop. It can't go any farther. And so you'll see damage up in the top of the tree. So to prevent that, we can wrap the trees with a little bit of tree wrap. Now this is a fabric tree wrap. Very, very easy to do. You just can start unrolling that, and pretty much you want to just barber pull from the bottom up. So we're going to do essentially the same thing. If I can get this started, then it'll be a lot easier. There we go. And you want it to be, fairly tight, but not like tight enough that it's going to constrict the tree.